Episode 5. Approved. There is always one woman in every group who decides things without appearing to. She does not announce it. She does not insist. She simply knows. And because she knows, everyone else begins to adjust around her as if it were their own idea. That was Celine. Not loud, not controlling, just certain. And certainty in the right tone is very easy to follow. It started, as these things usually do, with something small. A message in the group chat. Where are we going tonight? A few soft suggestions. A few non-answers. And then quietly, without asking, Celine said she would book. No one objected. That is how influence works when it is done properly. It does not feel like control. It feels like relief. By the time they were getting ready, the effect had already settled into the evening. Lola stood in front of her wardrobe holding two options, both correct, neither quite landing, and chose the one she thought Celine would approve of. Anaya sent a photo of her outfit and asked if it was okay. Celine replied with one adjustment. Different shoes. Anaya changed them immediately. Roxy, who would usually resist anything that looked like structure, tried something louder, something more her, and still sent it in. Celine replied, "Not tonight." Roxy stared at the message for a moment longer than necessary, then changed. No one said they were following her. That was the point. Approval is a subtle thing. No one asks for it directly. But everyone feels it when it is given, and more importantly, when it is withheld. By the time they arrived, everything was exactly as it should be. The restaurant was perfect. The table was perfect. The lighting was perfect. The kind of place that allows women to feel like they are doing well simply by being seen there. Roxy said it was good. Anaya said it was really nice. May did not need to say anything. They all looked, just for a second, at Celine. She did not acknowledge it. At the table, everything flowed easily. Food, drinks, conversation. The kind of evening that feels effortless because someone has already done the work of making it so. Lola said she loved the place. Celine replied that she had been before, but had not noticed it properly. It was not unkind, just accurate in a way that made it difficult to argue with. When Anaya asked if they should go somewhere else afterwards, the question did not move around the table the way it should have. It went, almost automatically, to Celine. Not directly, not obviously, but collectively. Celine said there was somewhere close. That was enough. The decision was made. That was when Iris noticed it clearly. Control does not always look like dominance. Sometimes it looks like certainty. And certainty, especially in a world where most people are unsure, becomes a kind of quiet authority. Later, Lola leaned in slightly and asked Celine what she thought of him. It was a small question, asked softly, but it carried more weight than it should have. Celine paused just long enough to make it feel considered. Then she said he was correct. Lola smiled, relieved. That was the moment May noticed something shift. Because correct was not the same as good. And approval, when given too precisely, can become something else entirely. As the evening moved on, the control remained invisible but present. The second location was chosen. The drinks were ordered. The energy stayed contained, polished, almost too aligned. Roxy, who lived for unpredictability, felt it first. She asked Celine if she ever got tired of being right. Celine said no. Roxy laughed, but not fully. Anaya, meanwhile, sat more composed than usual, more correct, less herself. May asked quietly if she was comfortable. Anaya said yes, too quickly. Iris and Celine stood side by side for a moment, both watching the room with the same clarity, but different intentions. Iris said you influence them. Celine replied that they ask. Iris said they don't. Celine said they want to. Neither of them was entirely wrong. There is a difference between being followed and being trusted. And if you do not know which one it is, You are already too comfortable leading. By the end of the night, everything still looked perfect. The outfits, the setting, the group. Nothing had gone wrong. Nothing had even felt wrong. But something had shifted. Anaya was quieter. Roxy was more restrained. Lola was more dependent. May was more aware. Iris was more certain. And Celine, unmoved. The most dangerous kind of influence is the kind no one notices, not even the person holding it.